My name is Michael Pashut and I'm the proud owner of Change Cars and the host of the TV show All Things Motoring. But I'm even prouder today to say that I work with Alan Rosenmeyer from Motor Matters, better known as the man with a hat. If you're looking for the best reviews on all new vehicles, Motor Matters. If you're looking for the best deals on new or used cars, changecars.co.za, where every car is sold by a 5-star rated manufacturer approved dealer.
Okay, Hyundai Grand i10 facelift version. From the outside you can see actually it's a red, which is my favorite color of all in cars except for white and maybe the occasional blue. And if you get a really nice, it's red. And we have quite an interesting little DTR there and the new flat badge from Hyundai sits nice and neat on the bonnet. It's a good looking car from the front. It's a little bit like a Fiesta used to look maybe, but not too shabby, and clear headlights of course, 15-inch rims, 175/60, and very attractive rims actually these. Nice big open spaces. You can see the brake calipers. I can see that the first thing that's going to happen for the aftermarket brigade is that the wheels are going to come off and we're going to have red or yellow brake calipers fitted. We have turning indicators in the lenses, with the rear view mirrors here, and of course you can see we've got a two-tone car here. We have a black roof and a red body, which is quite nice. And if we pop open the boot, which has got some stuff in because I'm busy ferrying stuff from A to B, actually a good sized boot at this pricing point. And of course the 60/40 split, you can fold the seats down, and we have 3 headrests at the rear. And yeah, I reckon you could probably get Alan in there. You know, you probably need to, well, you definitely will need to chop him up a bit, but he might actually fit. I would put this at probably, let's see, 4/5 of an Allen in this boot. Not too bad at this pricing point. And let's just have a look at the rear seats whilst we're here. Have a look at the room. There is quite a bit of room in the back here, I must say, because the driving position is set for me. I'm sitting as in the passenger here. I've got a huge amount of room here for my knobbly knees and my paint soiled shorts that I'm using, because today is painting stuff day. And also again, the touches on the plastics are reflected here and across the front of the car, just for a reminder. And quite a nice place to be. There's a surprising amount of headroom actually. Now I'm sitting in here having a look at it. So it's a small car, but they've made it roomy. Well done, Hyundai. Okay, inside of the Grand i10, you can see we're in the upper levels of the model range because we've got a whole bunch of controls. We also have cruise control, interestingly enough, at this level on the vehicle. Nice friendly display there. All your sort of information that you need is relatively accessible quite quickly. You can just scroll through the different menu options. If I just do this, and you can see that importantly, look at our fuel economy, 5.8 liters per 100. That's combined cycle, quite a bit of city driving and a little bit of open road, and I think that's realistically what you can expect from the car. We then have our touchscreen infotainment system here, which you can touch and do things with, and then there's all sorts of useful things like a volume control knob, which is really cool, even if I am listening to Jacaranda. We don't have climate control, but I mean at an entry-level sort of model like this, one really can't expect too much because we have got air conditioning, strong and effective, and then of course we've got USB A and C. That sounds a bit, yeah, okay, so it's just air conditioning. I mean, USB, and then you've got your little 12-volt port there. Interesting enough, on this thing here, you actually have a micro SD card, which you can access by clicking this thing open, and inside there you can actually bang your little micro SD card, which is quite sweet. Haven't seen that in a while. Interior finishes on the vehicle, as I mentioned, you'll hear when I'm on the road, I'm quite impressed with these plastics. They're actually good. They're not cheap, horrible and nasty, and you've got load space pretty much everywhere. decent sized glove box with a manual and Hyundai assistance, which you are unlikely to need because these cars are stupidly reliable. And this is the 5-speed manual. You have cup holders where the keys are, Alan's sweets from his dinner that he went out for, and then of course some oddman storage here. Steering is adjustable up and down, not for rake unfortunately, but that's alright. And of course you've got all these little red touches that are designations of the fact that you're in a slightly bigger model, and the seat stitchings, the little stitchings on the gear cover, and of course it all surrounds around the air vents and things. All in all, really not a bad place to be. I do want to point out that, you know, unlike some more expensive cars, this one actually has a slide cover for your rearview mirror, which is, your vanity mirror, which is quite nice. And there's one on the driver's side, which is quite interesting. And of course, there's one on the passenger side, but that doesn't have a cover. Passengers don't need covers. And here we have the little i10 with the bonnet up. This is actually not the smallest i10. It's the 1.2 litre, 61 kilowatt, 114 Newton meter motor. This is an engine bay. That is neat. Everything is where it needs to be, and quite a lot of space actually for a small car with an engine bay as large as this. Interestingly enough, the Hyundai produces its maximum torque at around about 4,000 RPM, which means it's actually quite a nice tractable motor, and you certainly notice that when you're on the road. Overall, everything is where it should be. No big surprises here, and as one would expect from Hyundai, everything here looks to be of decent quality. Okay, so driving impressions of the Grand i10. Small little car, one's not expecting it to be the most luxurious lap of luxury Rolls-Royce type look and feel, but actually I have to say it's pleasantly surprising. Can you hear it? No, I can't hear a thing. This car is quiet. The level of road noise on it is remarkably low, and as with the case of all small cars these days, this little one actually feels quite sorted. It's quite planted. The ride is pleasant. It's not too firm. It's not too soft. And you get a sense of confidence driving it around. I mean, there's not a huge amount of power, as we know, throwing it around inside the car. So you're not going to be hooliganing from robot to robot in the car. It's not built for that. It's not at that pricing point either. But in terms of being able to get from A to B around the city, which is exactly where this little car is aimed at, it nails it. Absolutely nails it. Everything is easy to hand. My indicator stalk is on the wrong side of the car, being the right. Work that out. But my air conditioning, which is manual, is easily accessible just via a little push of my finger here. It's just a drop of the hand to get to it. The volume knob is easily accessible. The touchscreen, infotainment display module is easily accessible, and it just makes life easy. That's my favorite word for today. So that's it in terms of the driving experience of the Hyundai Grand i10. Don't think you can really go too far wrong. I want to talk a little bit about the interior, that whilst I'm actually driving the car, that maybe I didn't cover when we actually shot the interior footage of the vehicle, and that's basically on the seats and the stitching and the little dashes of red that one finds in this particular model. And it's built to a budget, yes, but it's built sensibly to a budget. And this is the key difference here. The quality materials that have been used by Hyundai are exactly that. They're quality. They're not the cheapest thing that you can find that they've just thrown together purely because they want to compete at a slightly lower pricing point. They've put some thought into it, and the quality of the plastics, the quality of the seating, the more I drive around in the car, the more it actually impresses me in terms of just how the longevity of this car, I think, is actually going to be baked into the cake. It should be. You know, it's got a 7-year Hyundai warranty, so that tells you that they've got a degree of confidence in the mechanicals of the car as well as everything else that goes with it. So yes, it's a well structured, well put together little car. Okay, here we go. On the highway, I'm doing 120 indicated in the Grand i10, and as you can hear, the background noise has gone up a bit. To be honest, it's actually still pretty good. It's a small little car. One is expecting some road noise, and on the highway, this is where you're going to hear it at its worst. And really, it's actually quite good. It's not bad at all. I'm not sure if the image stabilization is working on my camera, but let's just go with the fact that we hope it is. So yes, beating around on the highway, it does 120 quite happily. It's not going to get you there, as we said, in any great shakes. And overtaking is something that's an event that you just need to be a little bit cognizant of and plan, and don't do anything stupid and you'll be absolutely fine. It's got more than enough go for it. Maybe that's got something to do with the lines of the car, which are actually quite attractive, I have to say. It's quite a nice looking car, as you'll see, well, you've seen already probably from the outside shoot of it. And I have to say, again, that there's very little I can fault this car on. At the pricing point, at what you're getting for it, the warranties, the value, all the toys that one's got on the steering wheel, it all kind of works. And the package as a whole is one that, in this ultra competitive market, is one that I think you really have to consider. So that's it. That's Will for Motor Matters, and I'll catch you on the next one.